guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, as you can see by the title, I am bringing you guys a makeup tutorial. It has been a minute since I have sat down and just kind of played in makeup, like actually brought you guys full glam, not just my everyday little quarantine beat. So today I really wanted to just sit down, pull out some makeup, play in it a little bit. I have some new stuff, I have some old stuff, and yeah, I kind of was inspired by a photo that I saw of Issa Rae. I don't think it's a recent photo, but I just saw it recently. So I will insert a little picture for you guys on the screen so that you can see the picture that I am referring to. But it definitely was giving me all the fall vibes. So that is the picture that I'm going to be kind of referencing and recreating in my own way for today's video. I also wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by DSMD Shop, which stands for Dark Skin Makeup Daily. This is a Black-owned, woman-owned brand, so I'm super excited to be able to share them with you guys today. She makes beauty sponges, so this is what they look like. This is what the packaging looks like. Super cute. And these honestly are the most affordable, softest sponges I have used in a hot minute. And you guys know how hard it can be to find a really good face sponge, like beauty sponge. So I'm super excited to be able to share this one with you guys today because, again, like I said, not only is it affordable and great quality, but it is Black owned and woman owned. And I also recently found out that the girl that owns the brand actually lives here in Atlanta. So you guys already know I am all here for this collaboration. So happy that she reached out to me. So yeah, I'm super excited to share with you guys how I use her sponges in different parts of my makeup routine. And of course, I will have the link to her sponges down below. She is having a sale for Labor Day. Her sponges are already super inexpensive. I believe they're like $6 or $8 per sponge. And she's having a 20% off sale for Labor Day. So definitely be sure to check out the link down below. Support a Black-owned, woman-owned business, okay? Trying to make it do what it do in the beauty industry. And yeah, I think that is all that I have to share for the intro. So if you are new to my channel, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it and subscribe to become part of my fam. And if you would like to see me go from this to this, then just keep watching. Okay, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys in a little bit closer just so that you can have a better view of what is going to be happening on my face. So I am going to be starting off with my eyes. If you watch my videos, you already know I always start off with my eyes because don't nobody have time to be doing your whole face and risk messing up the base, okay? So I'm going to be using my Too Faced Multi-Sculpting Concealer. This is what it looks like, and I have mine in the shade Sand. I'm going to use that to give me a nice even base on the eyes. And to blend it out, I'm going to be using my sponge. Again, this is from DSMD Shop. I will have it linked down below. And I just wanted to show you guys the difference. So this is a dry sponge, and this is a wet sponge. So you can see how much bigger it gets whenever it gets wet. It's super soft, and it also has a flat side, which hopefully, let's see, there you go. This side is flat, and then of course it has a round bottom and round on the back, but you have this flat side that is really good for getting up, you know, under your eyes and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and apply this concealer. Like I said, I'm just gonna apply this all over my eyelids and blend it out with the beauty sponge. And then I also like to bring it up over my brows and just kind of over this whole area, just so I don't have to be worried about, you know, missing any places once I go in later to try to apply my foundation and stuff. So now that I have this on my lids, I personally like to set my concealer. So I'm going to be using this Urban Decay All Nighter waterproof setting powder. And I'm just going to take my big powder face brush. This one is from Morphe, and I'm just going to set my concealer down just a little bit, just so that I don't have to be worried about it, you know, creasing and stuff underneath my foundation, because I do have very oily eyelids and just very oily skin in general. So I just like to set mine down just a little bit to make sure that it's not going to crease on me later. Okay, so I also went ahead and applied some tape on the edges of my eyes. These are from e.l.f. I actually cut them in half, so you can see it's like E-L-F over here. It's one strip, but I just cut it in half because I don't need one long strip. so that I could use it on both of my eyes. And this is just going to help us to get a nice crisp line after we apply all of our eyeshadow. So for my eyeshadow today, I'm using this palette from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes Complexion eyeshadow palette. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Beautiful tones. It does have a mirror as well. Nice big mirror on the inside. But I figured this would be perfect to give us that kind of natural bronzy look that Issa had in the look that I showed you guys in the intro. So to start, I think I'm going to start off with the shade Nude, which is this shade right here. And I want to start like a little bit lighter because I have watched a few people use this palette and they have said that it's pretty pigmented and some of the shades actually show up a little bit darker than they look in the pan. So I'm going to start off with this one just to make sure, you know, that we don't go overboard. Because you can even see with this shade, usually a shade like this in the pan wouldn't even show up on my eyelid. But this one is giving us a nice kind of cool toned crease shade. So I'm just going to blend that back and forth in the crease and buffing it up to the brow. Okay, so next up I'm going to go in with the shade Maple, which is this one right here. I kind of want my crease to be a little bit more warm, so I'm going to use that one and just pretty much buff it right on top of the shade that I just applied. So you can kind of see how this side is a little bit more warm compared to this side, which is a little bit more cool. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so next up I'm going to go ahead and start to deepen the outer V. I'm going to go in with this shade right here called, oh, this one right here, the matte one called Truffle. And I'm just going to apply that to the outer V, like I said. And I'm just going to stamp it on like this, right onto the outer V. I don't want to do too much because although I'm not trying to get like an exact, like exactly like how Issa's was, I did notice that the dark shade that she had in the outer V, it didn't come in all the way. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it on the outer V and then go in with the blending brush that I use in the crease and blend it out. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far. Honestly, I could just add a matte shade on the lid and be done. But I think today I want to go in with a shimmer because it kind of looked like she had a shimmer on the lid. So I'm going to start off, I think, with the shade Sparkling Sand, which is this one right here. And I think once I get closer out to the outer half of my lid, I may go in with Sugared Chestnut. But I'm going to start off with Sparkling Sand and start to apply that on the inner half of my lid. Okay, so there is Sparkling Sand, which honestly I'm a little bit shook because I wasn't expecting it to be this intense. I'm not mad at it, I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't apply any like setting spray or Fix Plus or anything. This is the shade in all its glory all by itself. So I think I am still going to go in with a little bit of Sugared Chestnut, and I'm just going to apply that on the outer half of my lid, like I said, blending it into that outer V shade. Okay guys, so this is what the eyes are looking like so far. Honestly, I'm obsessed. You guys already know these are my tones. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of Truffle, which is that dark brown shade, and just kind of intensify the outer V just a little. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far, and for the sake of time I'm going to apply my liner and lashes off camera. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Liner, which looks like this. And then I'm also going to be applying my favorite lashes as of recently. These are the Allure Times Jordan Woods. Tropic Like It's Hot Faux Mink lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply those off camera, and then I'll be back to go ahead and get into the face makeup. Alright, so I'm back. Lashes and liner are on. I also did a little wing. I can't even remember the last time that I did a wing, but I am loving the way that these eyes are looking so far. So let's go ahead and get into the face makeup. I'm going to start off prepping the skin using the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. And I'm just going to spray this all over my face to prep the skin for foundation. So next up is primer. I don't have any primers from Too Faced, so I'm just going to do my usual concoction. I do have oily skin, so this may seem excessive to some of you guys, but if you have oily skin, you already know the struggle. So I'm going to start off with the Fenty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face. Next up, I'm going in with a smoothing primer. Today I'm using this one from e.l.f. This is their original Poreless Putty Primer. And I'm just going to apply this on my T-zone, which is basically where I have like larger pores and areas that I need to smooth out. And then last but certainly not least, I'm going in with the Milk Hydro Grip. This right here, whether you have oily skin, dry skin, whatever, this is going to grip your makeup and literally hold it in place all day long. So I like to apply this as my last primer on top of everything, just so that my foundation, once I apply it on top of this, it will literally grip onto it and hold it in place. And then to set all of those down, I'm going back in with my Urban Decay All Nighter, and I'm just going to lightly set all of my primers. And then last but not least, for my primer routine, I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I'm just going to spray that all over the skin to set everything in place. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to foundation. Today I'm going to be using the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour foundation. I have mine in the shade Brulee. And I'm also going to be mixing my LA Girl Pro Color Mixing Pigment in the shade Blue. I have been mixing that in with this foundation lately to kind of help give me my perfect foundation shade. So I pretty much just do one pump of the blue, just like that. And then I do like 2 or 3 pumps of the foundation. I'm going to do 3 today, just like that. And then I have my little spatula. This is like a little mini Spatty Daddy. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember this brand on Shark Tank, if you even watched that show. But I'm just going to mix it all together like so. And this is basically going to help to neutralize the foundation so it's less warm or less orange and more of like a neutral shade, which is going to match me a little bit better. And I did actually do this in my recent Get Ready With Me video. So if you watch that, you'll be able to see where I actually showed you guys a comparison, like a before and after of how orange the foundation was before I applied this mixing pigment. And this is super inexpensive. LA Girl is super inexpensive, but it definitely makes the foundation match my complexion so much better. So I highly recommend it if you are someone that has a hard time finding, and I'm just going to go ahead and take what I mixed together and start applying it on my face. But if you are somebody that has a hard time finding your perfect foundation shade, I would highly recommend checking out their mixing pigments. They have a blue one, which is the one I just showed you. They also have orange if you need to make your foundation warmer. And then they also have a white if you need to lighten your foundation. So I highly, highly, highly recommend these. They're like $8. And in my opinion, if you're somebody that can never find your perfect match like me, they are worth every penny. But I'm just going in and blending out my foundation with this Morphe JH03 brush. I love this brush. And then to give us that flawless finish, I'm going back in with my sponge. And I'm just going to go over my foundation. And you see how like flawlessly it just kind of buffs everything out. It's also picking up any excess foundation on the skin. just to give us a nice smooth base. Okay, so next up is concealer. I'm going back in with the same one that I used on my eyes, the Too Faced Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer in the shade Sand. And I'm just going to apply this in the usual places, underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, forehead, chin, and then I'm also going to blend it out again with my beauty sponge. Do you guys see how smoothly my concealer blended out? It honestly looks so good. I can't even lie. And the thing that I love about this sponge is that since it has this flat edge, I can literally just take that flat edge right up against the side of my wing liner and get that concealer right up close to there. And then since it has this pointed part, I can also get it right up in to this inner corner area, which tends to be a little bit dark on most people, which is why we highlight that area. But I can get my concealer right up in that, like the sponge just fits right up in that little space right there, just to make sure that you're getting it, you know, that you're highlighting that area to keep it from looking dark right on the inner corner of your eye. So now that I have my concealer blended out, I'm going to go ahead and set it in place. I actually have a little concoction in this container. I have a little bit of the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I also have a little bit of the Too Faced Ethereal powders. I don't know if you guys remember those powders. They came out with a translucent medium, and a translucent deep. So I have the translucent and the translucent medium in here, as well as the little bit of leftover that I had of the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I just kind of mixed them all and made my own little concoction in this container. So I'm going to use this to set underneath my eyes and all of the places that I apply concealer. And for that, I'm actually going to use a dry sponge. So I have another one of her sponges here. I have a black one, same flat edge, it's just dry. I prefer to set my face with dry sponges as opposed to wet sponges. So I'm just going to use this one to set everything in place. So honestly, you guys, my skin is looking so good. I loved the way that this picked up the powder and really pressed it into my skin. I feel like the areas of my face, like right in here, that normally look kind of like porous, because I do have large pores in this area, I feel like they just look so smooth. I'm really, really impressed, honestly, with all of these products that I've used so far on my face and also on my eyes. I feel like once you apply foundation on your face, that's when it all kind of starts to come together. And I'm feeling it. Like, I'm feeling it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my brows off camera, because I don't know, I feel like people don't really care about brows. So I'm going to do that really quick. I'm going to use my Benefit Goof Proof per usual, and then I'll be back to finish up the face. Okay, so brows are on, and I also went ahead and finished up my lower lash line. I didn't do anything, you know, too exciting. I literally just took this dark brown that we use in the outer V, and I just pushed that right up against my lower lash line, and then I buffed and blended it out with this shade Maple that we use in the crease. And then to highlight my inner corner, I mixed Glistening Snow, Shimmering Pearl, and Sparkling Sand, which we have on the lid, and I just popped that right in this inner corner area. And then I applied my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on the lower lashes. So now we can go ahead and move into the face. And the first thing that I'm going to do is actually set the rest of my face that I did not set with the loose setting powder. For that, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use complexion powder in the shade Butterscotch. And I'm going to be using my tried and true Morphe E1. I love this brush. And I'm just going to tap this right over basically like the outer perimeter of my face where I did not apply the loose powder like I said. And I'm also going to kind of bring it over underneath my eye just to kind of press in any loose setting powder that may still be on the skin. Next up is bronzer. I don't actually have a bronzer from Too Faced, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't have a bronzer from Too Faced that works for my complexion. So I'm just going to use my tried and true Fenty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Caramel Cutie. And I'm using my Morphe R14 brush. This is what it looks like. Just a little rounded contour brush. And I'm just going to apply this in the hollows of my cheeks, on my temples, jawline, and also down the sides of my nose. Then I also like to go in one final time with my all-nighter waterproof setting powder. This stuff is the truth, you guys. If you have oily skin, this will literally lock your makeup in all day. It does such a great job of controlling oil. So as you can see, I just like to focus it like on my cheek area and on my T-zone, just to keep those areas nice and matte for as long as possible. So next I'm going to apply some blush, and again, I don't have any blushes from Too Faced, and well, I have some, but they're limited edition, and I didn't want to like use products that you can't buy. So I'm just going to go in with my MAC blush palette, and I'm going to use the shade Format, which is this shade right here, a favorite. So I'm just going to dip my blush brush in. I'm using the Morphe JH04 angled blush brush. And we're just going to pop that on the cheeks and blend it back into the contour. Nothing too crazy for blush, since I'm kind of going for like a bronzy fall vibe. So I don't want to overdo it with a blush that will take away from the look. So you can see this looks just kind of natural, glowy, bronzy, beautiful blush shade. And then for highlighter, I do have a Too Faced highlighter. I'm actually going to be using this Turn Up the Light palette. I got this in PR a long time ago and I never used it, but this is what it looks like. I actually used this in my recent full Get Ready With Me where I did makeup and hair. And I use these two highlight shades. So this one in the middle is kind of similar to like the Hourglass Ambient Glow powders, where it's kind of like a satin glow, if that makes sense. And then this one is kind of like your typical highlighter, and then this one is like to take your highlighter up a notch. It has a little bit more of like a shimmer glitter to it, whereas this one is more of like a smoother highlight, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to use this one today, but I am going to use these two. So I'm going to start off with the Glow shade, and I have mine in the shade Tan, by the way. So this is Glow and this is Dazzle on this side. So Dazzle, Glow. So I'm going to start off with Glow and pop that right on my cheekbones. You can kind of see it just gives you a nice glow to the face, not too much. Obviously do the same thing to the other side. And then I'm going to go in to Dazzle, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and pop it just right on the highest parts of the cheekbone. You can see how it kind of just amps it up just a little. I'm just putting that right on that highest point. You can see nice little glow happening. These are so pretty. And let's see, is that everything? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the face. I'm going back in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is my holy grail, honestly. I have so many backups of these. I cannot live without this setting spray. And then now for the very last thing, we have the lips. So I'm actually gonna do like a matte liquid lip, but then I'm going to top it off with a gloss. So to start, I'm going to line my lips with Kylie Cosmetics True Brown K. And then I'm going to fill them in with, well, I'm going to line and fill them in with the liner. And then I'm going to apply the Kylie Cosmetics Brown Sugar Liquid Lip on top. And then after that, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Rich and Dazzling High Shine Lip Gloss. I have two of them in front of me. I'm not for sure which one I'm going to use yet, but I will let you guys know once I apply the liner and liquid lip which gloss I decided to go with. I mean, honestly, if this look doesn't scream fall, I don't know what does, because this right here is giving me all the fall vibes. I am feeling it. And like I said, I literally have not done glam on myself since I don't even know how long ago. So, girl, it's unfortunate that I don't have anywhere to go because this is a vibe. So I like the matte lip, but I think I still want to do a gloss because this is making my lips feel kind of dry. So I have two glosses here. I have the shade Raising the Roof, and then I also have the shade Pretty Penny. So this one is like a coppery tone, and then this one is like a mauve-ish kind of shade, like a mauve kind of shade. So I don't know, which one should I do? I think I'm gonna do this one, Raising the Roof, because in the picture of Issa, she kind of has like a little bit of like a glossy kind of pinkish nude situation happening on the center of her lip. So I'm gonna try to achieve that with this. So we're just gonna pop this right on the center, like so. Yep, that's what it needed. You guys, this is a vibe. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to keep my hair up in this bun. I'm kind of feeling it. But I'm going to zoom you guys out really quickly, and then I will go ahead and finish up this video. Alright guys, so this is the finished look, and I'm sure you can already tell by the last clip that I am loving the way that this came out. I am so happy that I saw that photo of Issa, which inspired this look, because honestly, this right here is giving me fall glam, face snatched, beat to the gods, all of the above. I really don't remember the last time I really sat down and like gave myself a full glam, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. Being stuck in the house, I always just kind of feel like there's no point. But man, after doing this look for you guys for today's video, I feel like I need to just take that time for myself, because I just am feeling so like confident, like gorgeous, face is snatched, okay? Like I forgot how good I looked with makeup on, y'all. So yeah, I'm loving the way that this came out. I of course will have all of the products that I used on my face listed for you guys down below. Please, please, please be sure to check out DSMD Shop for these sponges. You guys will not regret it. Again, they are super, super inexpensive. I think they're like $8, $6 or $8 per sponge. And again, she is having a sale this weekend for Labor Day where you'll get 20% off. No code is needed. So as soon as you add the sponges to your cart, you're automatically getting 20% off. And you really just cannot beat that. Quality, Black owned, Black woman owned, and affordable. And I have so many of them right here, you guys. Like, some of them she did gift to me. These swirl ones, she gifted me 3. These are actually a new design, which if there are any still in stock, I highly recommend these. This is the one that I use in the video. I really love the texture of this sponge, and I just think it's super cute. So I would definitely recommend this one. After that one, I would recommend this pink one, which I think is the original one. These two, I love the texture the most. The black one I like, but I find that it is a little bit more of a softer, like it's not as spongy, if that makes sense. It's kind of like more smooth. When you wet it, the texture of it is a little bit more smooth. So I do like this one for powders though. You guys saw in the video how smoothly it just, I mean, look at my skin. Like, the results don't lie. So I do like this, the texture of this one for pressing powders into the skin. But for blending out my concealer and stuff like that on the face, I really liked this one. And also the regular pink one also has a similar texture. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thanks again to Amanda and DSMD Shop for sponsoring today's video. Again, I'm so happy to be able to share this product with you guys. I will have it linked for you guys at the top of my description box down below so that you can check it out. And again, all the products that I use in the video, I will also have listed for you guys in the description box as well. And yeah, I think that's all that I have to share with you guys. So thanks again so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.